Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Today we're going to talk about depression, and the goal of this video is to inspire hope when times are feeling hopeless. If you can't relate to this, or if you don't want to hear about it, then this video probably isn't for you. I'm going to symbolically add some color into that grayness that you're feeling. When I came up with the idea for this video, I was really struggling, but I'm better now. I've made it past the hurdle, and I think that I'm really glad that I'm making it now instead of when I was still sort of in like my little depression mode, because I feel like I am able to inspire more hope and come off a bit more, I don't know, joyous. Anyway, those of you who know, sometimes you can be sad for a reason, and sometimes you can be sad for no reason at all. You could have the perfect life, and yet you can be horribly depressed because your brain decides that you're going to be sad. And that's just the worst, because oftentimes that's when people just don't understand. They say, like, get better, it's like they don't understand. But I want you to know, I understand, and everyone watching this video, everyone in the comments understands you. And we are here with you, commiserating, we understand you. You're not alone. So, yeah, with that, let's get on to the video. I will say I'm probably going to do some more talking than normal in this video. I'm going to do the triggers. I'm going to add joy and happiness into your life with color by drawing and writing on your face, but I'm also going to do a lot of talking. I mean, this intro itself is probably 2-3 minutes long already. Anyway, let's get on to the ASMR triggers. Alright. I have quite a few pastels here. Pastels. What color shall we choose? What color? I think I want this one right here. What is this color? Gray. It says gray, but to me it looks like a blue, like a really light sky-ish blue. Maybe, I don't know, maybe my eyes are weird, but it looks blue to me, and I like this color, so let's use it. Let's add some of the sky, symbolizing the sky that we can look up at. So this is actually the second time I recorded this video because I made a mistake, and audio mistake, but I'm going to forgive myself and try and remember what I talked about. I think that in the end, it's better that that happened, because I think that there were some things that I said that were in the lens of someone who was still struggling, and I want to make sure that this video inspires hope and that I don't dwell too much on how it feels to be depressed. And that's what I did last time, is just a little bit too much of that weight, the feeling of it. Not promising I won't get into that, but yeah, this is me justifying that everything's okay. But let's get this one. Basically, sometimes I just am depressed for no reason. So if you know, you know. But I always know that it's going to end. In the deepest parts of the depression spiral, it can really feel like it's never ending. But you have to remember to have the hope and know that it'll be over soon. I mean, I say soon, but it's like you wake up every day. Like, is this going to be the day that I'm better? Is this going to be the day that my brain finally cooperates with me? Okay, let's put some clouds in the sky. I've definitely used this one quite a lot. Put some pretty clouds in the sky to give us something to look up at, something to look forward to, which can be really difficult when you're depressed because, oh, this kills me. When people are like, oh, well, just do something that you enjoy. Won't it make you happier? Won't it, help? It's like a pick-me-up. And sometimes it does help, absolutely. But what they don't realize is when you're depressed, everything is depressing. So, for example, they may tell me, Amy, why don't you play those video games you love so much? Well, when I'm not happy or when I'm in my depression stages, I can't enjoy anything. And I know, again, if you know, you know, sometimes it actually makes you feel worse because you're not enjoying the things that you usually enjoy. Which, yeah, is not a great feeling. But sometimes it does help. And it only helps if this is a secret, but the way to make it help is to forgive yourself. Okay, let's move on to the green grass. Let's pick a pretty green here. Okay. So, I'm going to describe a situation to you. You have thought to yourself, okay, I need to do something that will give me any burst of dopamine or serotonin or whatever the happy chemical is, anything, right? So for me, it's video games. Normally, I would log on or whatever game, start the game, and I will instantly feel shame. Because what I should be doing is all the work that I have put off being depressed. Oftentimes when you're depressed, getting out of bed is the most difficult thing. So also, doing work is even more difficult. I mean, you can't even get me to, brush my hair in those states. How are you going to get me to work? Obviously, if you have to work, you go to work. I have a very privileged life to be able to do my own thing, but also means if I don't work, I don't pay my mortgage. But anyway, the point is you feel shame, and that ruins the thing that you enjoy because you're too busy thinking about negative things towards yourself, calling yourself the worst names possible, because you're just trying to enjoy life instead of being the productive consumerist, cog in the wheel that you're supposed to be, right? Well, here's the thing. Forget all that. Because you are a human and you work your ass off. You work so hard. You deserve a flippin' break. I like to think that the depression periods in my life, I think this now, wasn't always this way, are a sign that my body and my brain need a break. okay? It needs a break from everything that you've been doing. All that hard work that you've been doing. It needs a break. It's like when you're sick, you know, you're supposed to like sleep, right? Well, it's the same thing. Your brain is sick. You need sleep. You need to recover. So let's get rid of those feelings of shame. Okay, let's do some like plants. I'm going to do like the bottom of a flower. So let's get rid of those feelings of shame and accept that we need this. Okay, let's do the center of the flower because we have two flowers here. So now that I don't have to tell myself mean, terrible things, and I have accepted and forgiven myself for needing a break because I've worked hard, now there's no there's nothing in the background yelling at me, saying mean things, telling me I'm terrible when I'm trying to enjoy something. You can just enjoy it and get that little boost of dopamine or serotonin or whatever that your brain desperately needs, okay? And oftentimes you can't enjoy food, your favorite foods, when you're sad. Sometimes, well, for me, let's move on to the petals. There are foods specifically that just always does it for me. When I'm sad, a nice purple, let's do purple, a nice bowl of Kraft mac and cheese, the original flavor, okay? The white cheddar's okay, but the original just does it. I don't know, it just hits so well, okay? So you want to make sure to have those foods that make you happy and comforted in those times. Again, sometimes foods, lose their luster when you're depressed, and even food doesn't make you happy, and that is kind of like slippery slope. We don't need to get into that stuff, but in general, just like don't save the good foods, those don't splurge on sushi, or if that's like your favorite meal, only when you're happy, because it makes the highs so much more up there than the lows. You want to even it out. So yeah, really, I'm seriously treat yourself when you're in those modes. So recently, the thing that helped bring me out of my depression mode, because honestly my brain just decides it, there's nothing that causes it, other than maybe I'm tired, my brain is tired, so you kind of have to wait for it to pass. But the thing that really helped me crawl out of that hole quicker was ignoring my work, which has been obvious in my upload schedule. And then, what should we add? Let's add a sunset. And then I spent 2-3 days just reading a book series. I won't tell you which one because I don't really recommend it. It was easy to read, but it was just okay. But it helped me, obviously, to forget about my problems, as small and first world as they are, that were bringing me down, and helped me feel less overwhelmed in the moment, and that's what I needed, was a break from the stresses of life, and it really, really helped. And I struggled that first day. I had a lot of thoughts of, I need to put this book down and I need to go back to work, because if I don't, then I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. But I acknowledged that once I'm better, I can get back to it and everything will be okay. And by the second day, I was able to fully just forgive myself and enjoy the book. So yeah, the first day, every time those thoughts came up, I did really struggle, but I had to sit and make a conscious effort, like, no, you need this, you're sick. You know, people don't think of it as being sick, but you are sick and you need this break. Okay, so yeah, by the second day, I was able to fully enjoy myself. And by the third day, I still was barely able to get out of bed, you know. But I could feel myself getting better. Like, I was able to get out of bed and move to the couch. And that moves on to my next thing. And I will talk about the next thing, but let's move on to a different type of writing. I feel like pastels don't make much of a sound, so it's probably not much ASMR in this video so far. But yeah, let's move on to a different type of writing. I really love the sound and the feeling of writing with fine tip Sharpies. The felt is just really satisfying for me. So we have a ton of colors here. I'm gonna do some fine detailing with these. You know, just really get the fine details in those flowers and in the sky and in the clouds. Maybe we'll add some birds, some trees, whatever. So let's do that. Let's start with the fine details of the flowers. I'm gonna use this pink color. So, you got out of bed and made it to the couch. I want you to celebrate that. And another really great way to get out of the shame spiral is celebrating the little things. Okay? It is, if you know, you know, in those moments, anything, I mean absolutely doing anything, feels like the biggest hurdle. So just getting out of bed and plopping onto the couch, that's a win, okay? Maybe you washed a spoon and ate your yogurt with it. Washing dishes, huge hurdle. I don't care if it was one spoon. Let's celebrate that. Because the day before you couldn't do that, right? Making small, tiny achievements over time. It's such an accomplishment because you understand how difficult it feels to do these things. Like, why aren't we celebrating that? Just like the tiniest things, brushing your teeth, taking a shower. For me, when I am feeling really low, those things are so tedious and annoying. But, I hate to admit this, sometimes people are right. They can give really terrible advice, but some things I have to like reluctantly say are so true. Let's do some birds in the sky. So let's talk about it. One thing that helps a lot is when you get up in the morning, take a shower, get dressed, brush your teeth, even if you don't have to, and dress like a human. Getting out of the dirty sweatpants that you've been in for 3 to 4 days. It does feel so much better. It helps you out of that hole a little bit more. it makes you feel like you're closer to being better again. It helps a lot. Exercising also helps a ton, but I mean, I could barely get out of bed. Can you expect me to exercise? I would never give you that advice, you know, if I could do it, like, I'm like, okay, other people can do it, but like, I don't know, if you're good at exercising really helps, but for me, like, there's no way you can make me exercise on a normal day. I'm never gonna be able to exercise when I'm depressed. Sorry, but it really helps the times that I have done it. Anyway, dressing like a normal human. And I know what you're thinking, like, I dress like a normal human every day when I go to work for my day job, Amy. Well, believe it or not, I have not been a full-time creator my whole life. In fact, a very small portion of it only recently. So, you know, and I've been depressed my whole life, so I know what you mean. When I worked at a coffee shop and I was still depressed, I would get up, put on like a t-shirt that I had worn like 4 times already. Not days in a row, but I never washed it, and I put my greasy hair up in a bun and like splashed water in my face, and I was like, there we go, good to go. We're good, you know. Go to work feeling like a hot bag of trash, you know. But when I felt better, or like times that made me feel a little bit better, is when I took the time to take a shower, put on a little bit of makeup, do my hair a bit, put it in a braid, put on some clean clothes, and it just makes you feel a little bit more human in the times that you feel subhuman. I don't know how else to explain the feeling that you feel. Anyway, like a sludge monster sometimes. A cockroach on its back. Kafka. He did it right. Like a cockroach on its back. I feel less like that. Okay. What should we do next? Let's do some just like details in the sky with a nice blue. Okay, moving on. Another thing that really helps, that I hate to admit, okay, because it's corny. It's so corny, but it helps so much. Positive affirmations. And I've done positive affirmations before on my channel quite a few times. And I've always had like a comment here and there that's like, those don't work for me because I know I'm lying. Like, it means nothing to me because I don't believe it. And let me be clear. You will not believe it the first few times that you say it to yourself. The first few times that you look in the mirror and you say, I love you. I'm proud of you. You deserve a break. You won't believe it. You will know that you are lying straight to your face because obviously you're not doing too well. Okay? Hopes are down, self-confidence down, everything down, down, down. But the more you say it to yourself over and over, you just say it. I mean, seriously, you gotta say it like 10 times or more. I'm proud of you. I love you. Okay? And then you slowly kind of start to believe it. You can't really say I love you to your own face in the mirror over and over without kind of feeling something and having it resonate with yourself. You know, if you're feeling shame for not being productive, telling yourself that you're proud and that you do hard work, you know, you do the hard work and you deserve to be proud of yourself. And to, you know, stop putting down my own accomplishments. You know, stop maximizing my mistakes. You kind of start to believe it until you truly do believe it. And you come out of the whole thing like, I don't know, kind of a new person sometimes. It just really helps with the mindset because it is so easy for your mind to default to the negative for some reason. And it's a conscious effort that you have to make over and over. Like I mentioned when I was talking about reading the book, the whole day I had to fight feelings and thoughts that were negative towards myself. And I had to stop reading the book and remind myself, that I'm worth it, that I need this, I don't need to be shameful, stuff like that. And it's hard work. It's hard work to get out of the pit, if that makes sense. I'm almost tearing up because I see so many people, in my comments and just like in my own personal life, I see so many people struggling, and I can empathize with them. And I just wish that they would be kinder to themselves, because I know what it feels like to be so mean and hateful to yourself. And I just wish that I could shake them and force them to be kind, because I, just the whole treat others would you treat yourself, would you treat others the way you treat yourself kind of thing. I can't even remember what the phrase is, but basically you would never walk up to someone and being like, you're a bag of trash because you didn't do something productive today. No one would do that. Well, I mean, I don't want to say no one, but normal, good human beings would never go up to a loved one and say something like that. Okay? And obviously there are not very good people in our lives that make things worse. And you have to push those out of your mind, right? That is also part of the struggle, is not letting what other people say and take over your internal growth. And I'm not going to say that that's easy and it makes things so much harder, but yeah. Let's move on to alright, so these are pens, but they're also very soft. So let's change the subject. I feel like it was already getting a little heavy, and that's not what I wanted for this. I wanted to keep things light. And let's think about things that make us happy. My whole life, one of the things that has always made me very happy were my pets. Right now it's my cats, and they are very soft. And petting my cats and feeling how soft they are always makes me so happy, because when I'm not feeling well, they are always my biggest supporter, and they love me no matter what. No matter what. When I'm happy, when I'm sad, no matter what, they love me unconditionally. And it reminds me of how I should see myself. I mean, to us, we are the biggest heroes ever. I don't know, the way that they see us just for existing and being ourselves is just so, I don't know, it feels so nice to be so unconditionally loved by our pets. It feels so nice. So when I see them sad, when I'm sad, I don't know, it makes me feel so much better. My animals are my comfort. So I want to give you a little bit of comfort by feeling, I don't know, maybe we could pretend this is a soft kitty cat that loves you so, so much, and is, purring. It's just like, hey, get better, please. And, obviously not everyone has pets or animal people, but just in general, like doing the things that we love, or maybe, falling into that comfort of ours. I know a lot of people have like blankets or quilts that make them happy. So maybe just like snuggling yourself up in those soft, comforting, cozy things is so helpful. With like a mug of tea, just like a very cozy, very cozy time. So let's just take a moment to feel that softness on our face and feel just like a wave of unconditional love coming our way. A wave of unconditional love just washing over us and reminding us why we're here, and that there's so much happiness and joy in the world just waiting for us when we're ready. And I feel like there's like a heightened appreciation for these things when you've experienced the lows. You really get to experience the joys in life and just really appreciate them. And it's a really wonderful thing. Really wonderful thing. Okay. Let's just like go overboard with adding color. Just like all over you. We're gonna add more color to this. Okay, so that we're walking out of this video feeling just like overwhelmed with joy and hope. Because hope is really the main thing here that I want you to leave with. Because obviously, hopefully this video will give you a little bit of joy and happiness, but I understand that that's not always possible. But hope is what I want to inspire. So I have a bunch of these little cute clips that I want to put in your hair, and I want it to feel like you're just like barfing rainbows, which we have established that color equals joy and happiness, so you're really just like barfing joy and happiness. Let's put clips in your hair. Let's start with this little star girl or guy, whatever, with a little happy face. And they're gonna help make you feel happy. Okay, let's go ahead and put that in your hair. Good. Pardon me. Let's choose another one. A little hedgehog. A little hedgehog. Look at that. I hope that this inspires hope that everything will get better. And as someone who is, I know I look young. Some people know. Well, some people actually think I look old. Depends on the commenter. Know that I'm 30 years old. So I've had 30 years, well, I don't know, many years to deal with depression. And I know that it ends, and that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Of course, when I was younger, there were like years of this time, but that was due more to like outside like things that I needed to fix in my life. But in general, just like learning self-care and learning how to be kind to myself and how to cut out the things that make me stressed and make me upset, and that sort of comes with age, honestly. Like learning your boundaries and learning, what stresses you out and stuff like that. But I've gotten it down to, like sometimes my depressive episodes only last like a few days. This most recent time it was 2 weeks, which was actually the longest in a while. But I don't know. My point is, over time, if you work at it, you learn that even when your brain decides that you're going to be happy, despite your life potentially being perfect, that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a way out. Even in my worst moments, there were always glimpses of happiness in between that would give me hope. And I know it's so easy to feel hopeless, like it never ends, especially when it's been like weeks at a time or more. But I promise you, there is a light from someone who's experienced it. Okay, I'm just like going at it with these clips. There's like a bee. I know there's probably going to be someone out there that's like, I'm a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever, and everything you said is just going to make people feel worse. Whatever. Anyway, I know that there's going to be at least one person out there that this is going to help. Put the bee in there. There we go. And that is what I'm aiming to do. And my thoughts, like, okay, what you guys don't realize, rainbow, perfect joy and happiness, is that a lot of videos that I make, this isn't the first time that I've made a video on like depression or anxiety or ADHD or whatever. And what you guys don't realize is that I make these videos for myself as well as for you. So like this, doing this, talking about it, and knowing I'm going to see the comments of people who understand me, and knowing that there are going to be people that feel better because they feel understood and they feel a part. Like everyone like watching this video in the comments that understands, like we all are like this collective who understand, like we're a little club, a very exclusive club. Just kidding, it's not very exclusive. We're like a club. And one of the worst things, like while you're in it, is feeling isolated and lonely. And being on the internet, believe it or not, has made things so much better because I can see that I'm not alone. I wasn't on the internet quite as much when I was younger and having like the worst times, and I wish that I had like a community like this because I know it would have helped me so much. But not feeling alone is the best part, and like inspiring hope in others because others can say, yes, I made it out. Hey, these are little tips and tricks I use. Like everything that I mentioned that helped me, I have found out from the internet and others who struggle just like me, right? How amazing is that? Like, I don't know. I make these videos for myself as much as you, so like thank you. When some people are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Amy, it's like so like nice of you. Wow, you're such a sweet person. It's like, thank you, but also like this goes both ways. Yeah. And like I'm sure I ran out of clips, by the way. I'm probably just gonna keep talking but do some fluffy mic stuff sure that, because I've done this before with the other videos that I've made regarding like sadness or depression, usually they're in characters. I generally don't talk as myself, but I just felt, I don't know, I felt like doing that this time. But when I'm sad or like I'm having a moment, I like to go back to those videos and look at the comments of people who understand and people who feel like it helped them, and it just makes me feel better. Again, makes you feel less isolated. And I want to make it like very clear, I have people in my life that can help me through it and that are there for me and are very, just like they're support systems in my life. But when they don't experience it as well, it can feel, I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels a little bit better when someone understands you and understands what you're going through. They understand how difficult it is to do, to get out of it, how difficult it is to do the thing like, I don't know, doing laundry or washing the dishes or even getting out of bed. They have felt that hardship. So when they say, I'm proud of you, or like, when they just like say things, it's just, if it hits different, because like we know we're there for each other and we're supporting each other and we want the best for each other. We all collectively want everyone to feel better, and it just feels like different when someone like that, like, they get it. The girlies that get it, I don't know, is there a gender neutral term for girlies? I feel like there is. Actually, half the times I see people use the word girlies, I already feel like it's a gender neutral term. I'm getting off topic. Those who get it, get it. I know. There's one last thing I want to do. Before we wrap this up and we say goodbye, I want to do one last thing, okay? I have some glitter of all different types, and I'm going to put some glitter on your face to just finish the look, but also to give a sparkle back into your life. I don't know why I'm burping so much today. So, our options are metallic, gray, black. There's two different sizes of metallic, gray, black. And there's two different sizes of iridescent white. And then there's a gold holographic and a silver holographic. Now let's see. What's really drawing me is this one right here. I think on camera it's just giving. This is the sparkle, the spark that has left your life that we are going to bring back, and it is going to spark your journey to getting better, okay? Let's add a bit of the spark. Oh, I spilled sparkles all over myself. That's fine. Sparkle. No one, you can't have too much sparkle. So, I'm just a mess right now. What the heck is hair? I'm trying to add sparkle to their lives. Okay, sparkle. So maybe now, that thing that you usually enjoy is going to bring you happiness again, or it's going to spark an idea of, I don't know, something to do like self-care wise. Maybe spark some motivation, which is in very short supply these days, to, I don't know, do something, anything. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I figured it out. I'm going to shut up, and you are going to decide what this next little pat of sparkles is going to be for you. Okay? I'm not going to put words in your mouth. This sparkle is whatever you want it to be. Whatever that thing is that you want to do, that how you want to feel, what it's going to inspire, that is up to you. And this is straight glitter particles of that inspiration or that motivation. Okay? Sparkle. There we go. Alright. That should help you feel better. Okay? And it might not be anytime soon, but you should feel that spark coming your way. Okay, and with that, I will stop talking because it's been a while. I've done a lot of talking. I'm just gonna let you sleep if that's what you want to do, or practice self-care, or play a video game, or eat something yummy. I'm gonna leave you to do that, and I hope that I've helped you. You've helped me. Thank you, by the way. Thank you for helping me, and I can only hope again that I've helped you. But yeah, good night.